Hello buddy and welcome to Freaking Effects, where I'm going to show you how to fix a horrible green screen like this one that we have over here, that it doesn't even look like a green screen. It's just like a yellowish, grayish background, and we're going to learn how to turn this into a good green screen that we can work with. Because this color looks pretty close to her face, and that will totally mess the whole composition. For making this, you're only gonna be needing a good computer, basically, because the method that I've developed without using any kind of rotoscope or anything like that is, it requires a lot of GPU, and so okay, let's start. So we're going to import our footage, and I'm gonna be using only a still image because the footage is at 4K resolution, and I don't want my computer to die. But you can always, of course, import your video. And we're going to get rid of the background by using a tool called Color Range or Color Range. I never knew how the hell this is pronounced. And we want to take this first tool over here and click right there, and we want to start getting rid of all this dust that we can see over here. But the problem is that if we take this dust with a black background, it's going to get confused because it's going to think that this over here is the black. It isn't the background but a color. So we want to enable the transparent background, and we're going to use now the second tool to get rid of the dust over there. So it looks cool, more or less. Maybe we can get rid a little bit of the one over there, and it looks perfect like that. Now if you enable the black background, you can see that we lost a lot of information over here, especially maybe here over the hair and so, but the important thing is that the information is still here. It doesn't look good right now, but information is there, and while the information is there, the effect will work out. How? Well, basically what we have to do now is first of all putting a background, and because the image is in a yellow tone, probably the best background that we can put to see the difference on making the green screen or blue screen. In this case, it's going to be blue color. So we hit OK, we put it in the background, and now we want to duplicate this image as many times as needed to fill all of this. So by holding Ctrl D, we're gonna press as many times as we need so that we get rid of all of that. Well, here in the hair a little bit is still missing, but I think it's pretty cool. You don't have to care about that blue, actually. It looks perfect, just like that. We have, yes, a little bit of dust over here and a little bit especially here, but you don't have to care about it at all. And now, because we have so many layers, and I'm only using a still image, but if you're using video, probably if you try going now back and forth in the composition, your computer probably is going to get crazy because this color range effect is going to be applied to so many video layers. And to have a better workflow, you want to render this sequence. For rendering it without losing any quality, you want to use the ProRes resolution. So we're gonna head to export, add render to Q, not the emitting color Q, and we hit lossless, and we're gonna be choosing QuickTime, and format options. You'll have all of this, but make sure that you choose Apple ProRes 422 HQ. Many people use LT, but this is for when you're using 720 or less. If you're using a high quality footage like this one that is at 4K, the HQ is probably the best option. So we hit OK, right? And this is going to render, as I said, a file that will lose no quality at all. It's going to, it's going to be heavy. Maybe this footage is 10 seconds. Yeah, 10 seconds. No, 20. So maybe those 20 seconds can be I don't know, 3 gigabytes, 4, I have no idea, but you render it, and once you render it, you import it back again. So I'm going to, you don't have to do this, but I'm going to pre-compose all of this to use it as the render. So I'm going to call this render. All right, so now you have your render imported into a new composition. Imagine again that this pre-composition is my render, or your render, let's say. And now we want to use the key light effect that we all know. So we get over here, key light, we choose color over there. You don't have to, do anything else at first, but if you want, you can always turn on the screen matte and just try to clip the black a little bit to get rid of that stuff over there. But you don't have to really care about it because we're going to use another thing now. And now when you have it on screen matte, make sure that you choose screen matte. You have to add a new black layer, or at least I have to. Maybe you have to skip this this part. We're going to turn it off, and with mask tool we're going to choose this area where this annoying thing is. Alright, over there. And now we can see we have an almost perfect green screen effect, and I say almost perfect because of this stuff, but again, you don't have to care about it. And we're going to pre-compose these two, and we're going to call this matte. Now with this matte, we're going to import again the where's it? I thought I made another. Oh yes, render over here. And with this, we're going to hit over here Luma Matte, and now we can see that it has this background, that it has a transparent background, and it looks pretty good, way better than it looked before. And now we want to again pre-compose all of this, and we're going to call this matte set, for example. Now with this pre-composition, we want to add a refine soft matte effect, and what this does is that it gets rid of all those dusty elements that we still had over there. We want to keep these 3 options over here, there, and smooth we want to change it to maybe 3, feather 5, contrast 0, and shift edge maybe minus 30. These are the values that I'm setting, maybe because I'm working at 4K, but if you're working at 1080 or even 720, probably instead of 5 and feather, 3 will work out for you, or 2, and shift edge minus 10 or minus 15 will be okay. So right, now we want to get our original footage that we haven't touched. Again, we want to put it at the background, and now if you take the original, I mean not the original, the matte set composition, if you turn it on and off, there should be almost no difference. Well, a little bit on the hair, but that will be fixed later. And we want to use this as a changing background, because we still have some detail over here on the hair, and so that if you see we have lost it when making this whole matte thing, we want to keep all those details. And for making it, we're gonna take this footage and we're gonna use a hue saturation effect. We're gonna look for a better green over there. We're gonna take the master saturation over there, looks good. And now we can see that we have a better background, and we still are keeping all of these little details like the hair and so. and we can see that now it looks way better. Now we want to do the last thing, that is getting rid of this annoying blue that we have over here. And for making that, we're going to look for an effect called channel mixer, and before applying that, we're going to duplicate this layer, and we want to apply it to the second layer, to the one that is above. We want to set here the blue that we can see it's 100. We want to set minus 100, and then blue green, we want to put it 200, as we can see over here. And now we set this to darken, and it should be fixed. If we turn it on and off, we can see that yes, that it was fixed. It leaves this kind of scratches over here, but for being an effect and a method that it doesn't require any kind of rotoscope or anything, I think that the result is pretty awesome. We have all the details, and I don't know, I think it's really cool. And before finishing, I want to remind you that I created a Patreon page in case you're benefiting from my tutorials and enjoy my short movies in the Then Receiver channel. You can always hit me up over here on Patreon and help me a little bit out with some tips and so. That was it. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial, and I really hope that you comment and subscribe if you haven't yet. And please let me know in the comments below if you have some kind of request or anything that I could help you on, and I really hope to see you in my next tutorial. So see ya!